12,000 years ago, a human knelt in the dirt, pushed a single seed into the ground, and made the worst mistake in the history of our species. It didn't feel like a mistake. It felt like genius. It looked like the start of everything: cities, kings, civilization, you. But that one choice would make humans shorter, sicker, and more miserable than they'd been in 100,000 years. And the most disturbing part? Once we started, we could never stop. This is the story of the day we trapped ourselves, and why you're still living inside that trap right now. Chapter 1. Before the Seed. To understand why, forget everything you think you know about cavemen. For over 90% of human history, we didn't farm a thing. We were hunter-gatherers. And here's the first shock. By almost every clue scientists pull out of the ground, those primitive people were doing better than the farmers who replaced them. Taller, stronger bones, nearly perfect teeth, and they worked far less. Picture a hunter-gatherer's menu: wild deer, fish, eggs, roots, nuts, dozens of different plants across the seasons, nature's most balanced diet. If one food vanished, there were 90 more, and it wasn't a constant struggle. Studies of modern foragers like the San of the Kalahari found they spent just 12 to 19 hours a week getting food. The rest of the time, they rested and told stories. Anthropologists called them the original affluent society, not rich in things, rich in time. So when our ancestors traded the spear for the plow, they weren't trading up. They were walking into a trap that took thousands of years to spring. Chapter 2. The bargain that broke our bodies. So why give that up? Because farming had one seductive power: more calories from the same patch of land. A field of wheat could feed far more people than a forest ever could. More food, more children, more humans. It felt like winning. But more food did not mean better food, and that single difference would unravel everything. When humans bet everything on a few starchy crops, wheat, rice, corn, their diet collapsed into a narrow, sugary mush, and their bodies paid the bill. In one ancient community in what's now Illinois, scientists compared the bones of the hunter-gatherers to the farmers who came after. The farmers had 4 times the anemia, a surge of infections eating into their bones, tooth enamel scarred by childhood starvation. And life didn't get longer. Average lifespan dropped from about 26 years to 19. Then it got worse. Humans stopped moving. They crammed into the first villages, packed shoulder to shoulder with each other and with their animals. Pigs, cows, chickens, all carrying gifts: measles, smallpox, the flu, tuberculosis. Crowd diseases that could never survive in a small wandering band suddenly had a buffet of bodies to leap between. We didn't just invent farming, we invented the epidemic. Chapter 3. Kings, slaves, and shrinking humans. And the damage went deeper than the body. For the first time, food could be stored, silos of grain that could be counted, owned, and seized. You can't hoard a forest, you can hoard a harvest. So a few people grabbed the surplus, and the most equal animals on earth cracked into something new: rich and poor, kings and peasants, masters and slaves, even armies that grew no food at all, living off what they took from those who did. And remember those tall, strong foragers? Over the farming centuries, the average human shrank by nearly 6 inches. We didn't just lose our freedom, we literally got smaller. Chapter 4. The trap with no door. Which leaves a haunting question: if farming made people shorter, sicker, hungrier, and less free, why didn't they just go back? Why are you living inside that exact system right now? Here's the unsettling answer: it was a trap with no door. Every small step felt smart. Plant a few more seeds, grow a little more food, keep a few more children alive. But every extra child was another mouth the old hunting grounds could never feed. Slowly, the population ballooned on top of farming, until there were simply too many humans alive to ever feed by hunting again. Going back now meant mass starvation. As one historian put it, we didn't domesticate wheat, wheat domesticated us. A wild grass tricked an entire species into spreading it across the whole planet, watering it, guarding it, clearing its rivals, and we called it civilization, and we never escaped. Everything that came next, the empires, the plagues, the wars over land and grain, the gulf between the powerful and the powerless, all of it grew from those first seeds. Even your own body still carries the receipt: the aching back from work your ancestors never evolved to do, the cavities from a diet of starch and sugar, the long list of diseases that only exist because we crowded together to farm. Maybe it wasn't a pure mistake. Without it, there'd be no science, no art, No you watching this video. But the greatest leap our species ever took also broke us in ways we've never fully healed. We didn't conquer the wild, we just built ourselves a more comfortable cage, and forgot the door was ever open. So here's my question for you. If you had to choose, the short, free, dangerous life of the hunter, or the long, crowded, comfortable life of the farmer, which path should we have taken? Tell me in the comments. I read every single one. And if you made it all the way here, thank you, truly. If this changed the way you see the world even a little, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next story. I'll see you in the next one.